Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for the EPL Review Show. Yes, it's back. I'm finally getting back to the full schedule after spending so much time off. But I've got Chris from Let's Talk Tottenham. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good. Cheers. Obviously, quite a lot to talk about for me. But yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm probably going to be sitting here with you, with having the biggest smug on your face, like right now. It's
Well,
yeah,
I'm not sure how we can. We're in dire straits at the moment. We're going after a manager
yeah.
apparently that turned us down 3 months ago, and we've wasted a quarter of our season with a manager that allegedly the chairman didn't want.
But then, to be fair, you're only like what 5 points off top four, something like that. So
Yeah.
people want to, and then people want to say that we've progressed really, but we ain't actually that far ahead of
Isn't
you.
it funny how things change? Like, a couple of months ago, it was Arteta who's going to be leaving his job. And then all of a sudden now it's the main rivals who have lost. And then you won the London Derby. You've had 7 unbeaten, but, still issues there, I would imagine.
Trust me.
Isn't it funny how football can change?
Yeah, ever since the the Man City game, it's been like, well, when we beat Norwich, it was like, yeah, okay, but it was crap. Burnley was like, yeah, all right, but we scored a free kick. Once we played Spurs, that was it. It was like, it's like Arteta's done nothing wrong in his life. It's just like, he's never committed a crime. He's never committed a crime against football.
Fans are so fickle, aren't they?
I know.
It wasn't that long ago that Nuno won manager in a month, and now he's unemployed. But football fans are fickle, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get into the game, obviously, because we've got to go through the games as we go. I haven't seen all the games, by the way, so I do apologize.
No, I haven't. I couldn't bear to watch Match of the Day, to be perfectly honest.
Yes, to be honest, I don't mind watching it even if we do lose. To be honest, because like I can see where we're going wrong. It's like I can watch it back. Just partly to watch it back. Say, did I actually watch that crap? But oh god, I can't call now. Busy. Yeah, so obviously we're gonna go into it right now, and it's Man United versus Tottenham, where Man United sort of really had a comfortable afternoon or evening, whatever, early evening if you want to call it. You had no shots on target. This is a Man United, by the way, who are still licking their wounds from getting absolutely.
That's the biggest frustration for me. Man United, before this anyway, conceded 9 goals in 2 games. Go out and attack them in the first 10 minutes, bombard them, see what they're made of, see what their reaction is if they're conceding chances, maybe a goal, and nothing. Gave them an easy. There's not a better team that Man United could have played when you're struggling to conceding goals than Tottenham. And I was at the pub watching it. I didn't go to the game, and a couple of Norwich fans were on our table. One of them asked me who our best players this season have been. I said probably Højbjerg or Skip, and there lies the problem. Tottenham historically have always scored goals. They've historically usually always conceded them as well, but scoring goals has never been a problem. And now it's relegation form. 9 goals in 10 games and losing 3-0. We've lost 3-0 3 times in a row, barring Son's goal against you. It would have been 4, and it's just horrendous.
But, it is horrendous.
Let's see what happens if we do get Conte in or whoever we get in. And Nuno is a weird choice, but I feel sorry for the guy, but he hasn't helped himself. I mean, Man United are licking their wounds, like you say. Reguilón's an attacking fullback, puts him on the bench and starts Davies. There's rumours that Reguilón had a part and he was dropped, but I don't understand then why he's on the bench. Davies could get injured after 10 seconds and he's playing the full game anyway. Not Højbjerg, but Lo Celso, awful. The pass to Son where he played behind him, I could have passed that, and I paid to play football. That's how bad I am.
And then you got Mora coming off a Bergwijn.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the only one who looks like he's going to try and do something and go forward. And
we've had that in the past.
But I do wonder sometimes when managers are under pressure, if they make weird decisions and stupid decisions, knowing that it's going to backfire, if it will, to just say, well, I'll get fired, then I'll get like a few £1 million compensation.
It does feel like that.
Very, very strange decisions. 3 he made in that game.
Because I'll tell you what, when we played Emery, when Emery played his last game against Frankfurt, like some of the decisions you're making, you're sitting there like, what the are you doing? Like you're playing you're playing Torreira as a cam. You're taking a defender off for a striker, and I'm like, you need to go. You need to score goals. You need to win the game. And I mean, even if you looked at Arteta against Villarreal, Aubameyang coming off for Willian. Now that is a sackable offence in anyone's book, especially since he hit the damn post twice.
Yeah, I mean, there must be some viable reason that the manager must think, well, this might work. And what I will say about Nuno in that comment is that Palace, after he got manager of the month, that was the first game of his after manager of the month, and then he made some very strange decisions in that one, which he wasn't under any real pressure at that point. But yeah, I mean, you heard the boos when Morva came off, and then when Rashford scored. It's just a toxic atmosphere at the moment. So, as much as I hate to say it, he probably it was probably about time because it wasn't working. It was we had a message from Levy before the season started in the summer that we're going back to the Spurs DNA, and then we hire a defensive coach. Why the fans get on the back, but yeah, I mean, we've got Kane and Son, who two of the best in the world going forward, and we're not getting them in the game at all, and wondering why they're not scoring goals or getting involved in games. Even Son now is getting the ball, and there's no one helping him, so he's got no choice but to go backwards. Like Son, you ask someone, what do you think of Son? People say, really good going forward, take people on, have a shot, and he's not getting a chance at the moment because he's not getting the ball first off, and then. I mean, when he does, he had a couple of chances and should have done better, but few and far between. And Kane, I felt sorry for Kane. I mean, he's obviously getting a lot of flack because of what he did in the summer, so he hasn't helped himself in that scenario. But again, I think the way of playing isn't helping him. Jose was defensive, but it was defensive on the basis that Kane and Son are our guys who are going to get our goals, so let's get them in the game. So that was manifested with Kane dropping deep, Son up top, and Kane can pick him out. Now it's under Nuno. It's defensive, and then you have to score goals. You have to score goals. I didn't know that. Well, we'll just keep a clean sheet. That'll do. We'll get a draw. And then people are wondering why Kane's having a bad season, Son's having a bad season. It's because they're not getting in the game. So it remains to be so. I would imagine that a new manager will come in, Conte or whoever it is. Like Tottenham's problem is. They're conceding goals. I can try and sort that out, but their big problem is they're not scoring goals. They've got Kane and Son up top who are too isolated. And I mean, I've been on your show a few times, and I'm pretty sure I said every time we need a playmaker, and that hasn't changed.
Yeah,
and the Celso's awful.
It's very weird because we need one as well. That's the thing as well. We need one as well. So we need
that Odegaard who's a bit of a.
Oh mate, no, that. He's got more chance of being that body deodorant, Odegaard, rather than actually being a playmaker, Odegaard. Honestly, but
we've been crying out for one for ages, and I mean, you must have seen the West Ham game. West Ham will look like a foosball team. They're just going from side to side as we're passing from side to side. It's so easy to defend against because it's so slow. And I just don't understand why we haven't got one. But I mean, if Conte comes in, he's got to work with this squad for 2 months before we can make changes and buy people and ship people out. And so it's just a mess.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone that's in the chat right now, please do smash the likes and subscribe. Eagle Eye Football, big up to yourself. Make sure you're going to subscribe to him. Does good Palace content. Sound guy about to drive home. Big up everyone. Kane looks disinterested. That's the thing. He's going to feel very interested after what's happened today. I can tell you that.
I think at the start of the season it looked like he was in a bit of a sulk, so he hasn't helped himself there. But against you, the third goal, it was him who fell over, slipped over, but then it was him who got his foot in. Unfortunately for us, it ricocheted to Saka, and he was the only one to react. But if you're not bothered with stuff and you make a mistake, you don't run back 70 yards. You go, well, it's not my problem. I don't care. So the fact that he ran back 70 yards says to me that he is trying. It's just the system and the way of playing isn't helping him at all. and he's so isolated up there.
Yeah.
So I think if we get
agree.
an attacking manager in, you'll see the Kane that people expect, because he looked good against Newcastle, he looked good against Villa. They're two games where their midfield didn't turn up and we had a lot of the ball and attack.
Yeah, and I mean, in the end, I think what Conte will do is first get you structured properly, and then just because I don't think the squad's a bad squad. It's not a bad squad you've got there.
I think the mentality and attitude is the issue.
Yeah,
people like Dele Alli, I think he's more interested in Fortnite and his sponsorships than he is about football. I don't see any fight for him. You see players, don't you? They get dropped and you go, right, I'm getting back into that team. I don't see Ali.
That's where a top manager can actually that if you get a top manager on, if like them as a player would think, I want to play for him. Right?
Yeah,
so
I'm not sure because Jose was a top manager, and in the documentary he said to Ali, "You're a crap trainer," and Ali just laughed. I mean, if that was a Kane, he said that too. Kane was in his head going, "Right, I'll show you how bad."
But the problem is though, is that like Jose Mourinho, and he's got a track record of this. He's not a good management.
Conte has arguments as well, but yeah.
But
he
seems to get the best out of his teams, unlike some Jose Mourinho at times. He doesn't seem to get the best out.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think Jose's a bit of a dinosaur. You can talk to people like Ibrahimovic, Ronaldo, Kane, John Terry, Lampard, like that. I'm not sure you can talk to Harry Winks.
No,
in the same way.
They're like, yeah, all right, mate, get lost. I would like to just thank Man U for beating Spurs at the weekend, because get out of here, will you? Just do me a favour.
You can't ever be happy that your team lost, I don't think.
Yeah, but like in the long run, you'll end up higher. Well, you finished for the last 5 seasons behind us, then you're going to be well gone behind us. Like we're going to be
not necessarily. I still maintain, even with Conte or a better manager, we still don't have that playmaker, so we find it very difficult to break teams down.
What we need, but the problem is that we have not got a good manager. If we had a proper manager, say if Conte came to us, I would consider that saying we could challenge for top 4 with that squad, right? With bearing in mind it's a Europa League side. But the way he gets the best out of each squad that he gets, and what he gets out of each team, and he's done it in numerous other teams, Inter Milan, Juve, and Chelsea. Chelsea had a 5th squad at best, and they won the league with it. So I would expect him to try and challenge for the top 4 spots. I don't think he'd get it because of Liverpool, Man United, and Man City, and they're just generally too strong, right? But he would push them, and he would do what Leicester do, which is push them and make sure they don't falter. So,
I'm still not sure Conte's the right man for Spurs in terms of we've had the manager who barks orders and shouts at players with Joe saying that didn't work. But I'd actually be a little bit furious if we got Conte, not because he's a bad manager or anything like that. It's just, why are we wasting our time for a quarter of the season with a manager that apparently we didn't want, when Conte's come to us? So obviously it's an attractive proposition for him. We should have just got him in the summer, and then he could have started with us.
Wow, for someone who personally knows Dele Alli's family, his attitude sucks. May need to tell his family that then. Stephen, it's all right, mate. You've got Arteta beat. Oh, get lost. That's the thing. When you've got your rival fans sitting there saying the same things these deluded fans are saying to me all the time, which is what they were saying in the last chat, which is stop being negative, right, and back the team. Like, that clearly shows what you're saying holds no leverage, because if your rivals are saying that, bearing in mind they want you to lose, right, that sort of tells you that manager's not good enough, right? Or is that me just not think? Is that just out the box thinking? But anyway, we're gonna move. I've got to move on to a shock result. Actually, actually no. I was gonna move on to that, but I'm hoping Eagle Eye Football will come on for that one. So I'll wait for that one first. So we'll go to one that wasn't such a reaction first, something expected. It was Chelsea versus Newcastle. It ended up 3-0. And to be honest, like the game was pretty much boring until the Reece James decided to fire one into the top bins, and that shot had some venom on it. That was a
I
well
didn't
struck
actually
hit, but
see
I didn't.
that. But I mean,
I didn't think
Chelsea
it
are
come
one of
from
the
him.
Chelsea are one of the title contenders, though, aren't they?
Oh
So,
yeah.
as much as both of us would hate it, because I'm assuming you hate Chelsea as well. They're one of the title contenders with United and not United, City and Liverpool. And Newcastle are just Newcastle need January to turn up so they can get their manager in and get their spending done and get a team that can get out of them. Everything. But like Dan says there, if they got relegated with all that money, it'd be hilarious. I can't see it because they'll spend in January.
No, I don't think that's also not so much as they spend in January as well. I just think what they need to do first is they need to get the manager in now, so that the manager can then quickly identify the problems he needs, so he can go into the transfer market with a plan of what to get. Because it's all right turning him up at the New Year's Eve, and like, here you go, here's our squad, right? Go spy some players, try and work out in a month what he needs out of that squad, and then try and be able to buy that within the month, all at the same time. And you ain't going to be able to work out what you need and try and buy it at the same time. It's really, really difficult.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Even mate, big up Tony as well in the chat. You were saying, Chris?
Yeah, they need to sort it out, because otherwise, I mean, I don't think there's any such thing really as to adrift when you've seen some of the great escapes. I mean, they're going to be in a banging trouble come January if they don't sort it out, because I can't remember the last time they won a game.
I think they will in the end. They will sort it out in the end for me, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, they need to get their manager other than St. Maximan. They need a whole new starting 11. It's a championship quality at best. That's just been years of neglect. That's the problem. It's been years of neglect.
I would say if they get service to him, Callum Wilson is a good Premiership striker.
Yeah.
But he's pretty much, since he's been there, been feeding on absolute scraps. And you've seen what happens with Harry Kane when you're feeding on scraps. Strikers don't get into the game. So if he got some service, he's big, strong, quick, got an eye for goal, then he'd get the goals in. But he needs that service. And only having Sam Maximan, I mean, he's quick and very skillful, but it's probably quite easy to defend against him because he's the only person in that team who carries like a threat from like the halfway line or on the turn. So,
by the way, don't forget the actual Arsenal game, because I haven't done the match reaction to it yet. I'll be covering that on the match reaction, so I won't be actually covering the game in this show. But that match reaction, don't forget, it is an Arsenal stream, so there is a chance to go win the new Arsenal away shirt with Saka on the back, which is a very good prize to win, in a size medium as well. And all you have to do is just tune in and be in the chat and just keep messaging in the chat. The more you message in the chat, the more chances of me picking out a random winner. So, as you as a winner. So actually go and do that right. Go make sure you tune in tomorrow, tonight at 8:30, and I could be doing it then. So it will be done at some point in this week. It's once I've been able to get back on a full schedule, I should be able to do it now because I've got actually Arsenal shows to do. We're going to move on to the other one of our other rivals, West Ham versus Aston Villa. Sorry, and Aston Villa get absolutely piped. Surprising that that's two games on the bounce now that Aston Villa look very poor, and I think the Konsa red card. I ain't seen the red card, so I'm not going to comment on it too much.
It was the wrong person. He possibly fouled him, but Ashley Young was on the cover. The ball went away, but there was I think it was Courtney Hawes was kind of caught. I don't know who with an elbow, so it should have been him that got sent off if anyone's being sent off there. But in terms of the foul for the penalty or free kick, I think it was given as. Yeah, they got that wrong. But I mean, West Ham remind me of how Tottenham were under Pochettino. Everyone plays for each other. They've got a way of playing. They've got a set position. So whoever comes in knows exactly what's required of them in that position because it doesn't change every week. Moyes has rebuilt his career essentially after the Manchester United debacle and was it Levante in Spain, somewhere in Spain. But yeah, they've got a real good team there. I mean, obviously, if they get a couple of key injuries, Rice, Antonio, they could be in a bit of trouble. And it remains to be seen if they get to the latter stages of Europa League and then have big games there towards the end of the season, how they cope. But yeah, I'm not a fan of West Ham, but you've got to applaud how they're doing at the moment. Considering 2 seasons ago, they were on the verge of relegation, and now last season they were on the verge until the last 5 games of Champions League qualification, and now they're
that's the funny thing.
On.
That's the funny thing, because 2 years ago is when Moyes took over, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing: is that within those 2 years they've qualified for Europe, and they're now 4th in the table already, and don't look like they're going to relinquish their position in European slots.
They're looking good value for it at the moment. They're scoring goals. They're looking like an actual team, whereas us two look in a bit of disarray and it's just a group of players. They look like an actual team and there's no jealousy there. You know, you've got a player who's on the bench most games. There's no jealousy because he's not playing when he comes in. He's doing his bit for the team and we've got, like I used Ali as an example, Dele Alli as an example. Just he comes in, doesn't look like he cares, and then it's just another game.
I will ask this question, and then here's the thing as well: is that with West Ham, is that process as we all have to call it, right? That's taken them like 1 season to get back in Europe, right? Whereas we're around the same amount of time in our process, and we're supposed to be told we've got to wait 4 years before we can start progressing forward. Right. Well, West Ham managed to do it in less than 2 seasons. So, why am I having to sit here and wait, right, for a manager who clearly ain't good enough? When we've got West Ham with a manager who was supposed to be a complete washout because of what happened at Man United, and he seems to be absolutely bossing it and seems to be getting Europe with a side that should never be near Europe whatsoever, right? So, no matter what, no Arteta fan can make any sort of argument at this point why Arteta should stay. Right? Unbeaten in last 7, yeah? 1 to the first 3 games. You've got to start in August, not in September. Right? It's just the amount of excuses like they make is unreal, and some of the excuses is like, I like him because of his hairdo. I like him because he's fashion. I like him. I like him because he's got a Spanish accent. He's like, you know what I mean? Like, he looks very attractive.
You do have to back your team.
To do with the football on the pitch. It's just
you have to back your team, but that doesn't mean you can't criticise them.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. We're not allowed to criticise. That's the thing. Even though we pay the highest ticket prices in the whole of the Premier League, we're not allowed to criticise as Arsenal fans.
I think that's us now.
Okay.
It's certainly one of us.
No, it's still us. It's still us by a mile. Chris, it costs us 91 quid for a shirt.
Really?
You know what I mean?
You might be £1 more than us then. I think
it's a joke. It's a joke. Chris, before Nuno sacked him, what was your opinion on him getting the job in the first place?
I wasn't enamoured by it, Tony. I mean, when you're told by your chairman we're going to go back to the Spurs DNA, which everybody knows the Spurs DNA is attacking, and you get a negative coach, a defensive coach, and a defensive coach that was 7th on your wish list, it's probably not going to go well. But give him a chance. I always quite liked the guy whenever he spoke at Wolves in press conferences. He always seemed a likeable bloke. But I wasn't too sure about it. But and then when he got the job, 2 years, I still thought Pochettino had 2 years left, and so it's just a stopgap. So I always saw Nuno as just a stopgap anyway.
It's
sad, but like I said, some of his decisions, certainly in that last game, he hasn't helped himself.
You thought that stopgap would just last a little bit longer than 10 games.
I mean, it's 72 days to find a manager, and he hasn't lasted that many more than 72.
Oh God, Tony, where's Terry? Thought he would be knocking one off after how well his lover is doing right now. I'm not gonna even comment on that one. Moyes is loving life right now. Tony, he stays silent when Arteta's doing well. Makes no sense. Thought he would be letting everyone know. Yeah, like this is the thing with Arteta in fans is like even like someone was saying is like yeah, that's not what we're sounding at the Emirates. Oh yeah, because you're like the Emirates is the only Arsenal fan base, isn't it? Yeah. What about the millions around the world? Like, or because we don't go. Oh, sorry, we don't go to the games because we can't afford it or something. Right? We're not Arsenal fans, are we? Right?
You get
I've
that
got
with
just much.
everybody, though.
Yeah.
We get that with Spurs tweet. You don't know. You don't go to
But
the
even
games.
then, when they come out of the stadium, they said, "Yeah, it's all right, mate." In the stadium, they're backing the team. When they come out the stadium, they then take their agendas, which is, "I don't want the manager," right? And as far as I know, when they come out the stadium, they're not happy with this manager. That's as far as I know. But like, if you want to believe the delusion of what actually happens in the stadium, which is you leave your agendas at the turnstile, right? Then you carry on. But even then, every other fan around the world has an opinion, right? Not just the ones at the Emirates. Simple.
Yeah.
So it's night work is here or if it's nights, mate. It's yeah. Thanks for that, Chris. I feel Nuno was on a hide into nothing.
Yeah. I mean that's the point there. Levy said he wanted an attacking coach. He hires Paratici. Paratici apparently vetoed the Fonseca deal because he was too attacking, and then we get a defensive coach. Now Levy sacks Nuno, so surely he's got to sack Paratici. But I think Paratici is just a pawn as well to make Levy look good. You know, Levy was told we want a director.
I think Paratici.
Okay, here's my director of football. Here's your director of football. He's rubbish. Now you need me. And I think it's something like that. I think it's just smokescreen.
What do you think, though? I think Paratici is part of the whole deal with Conte. I think.
I have no idea, but like.
Because he was part of the original negotiations.
Yeah, but I mean, Levy's come out and said he didn't want Nuno. It was Paratici's choice. But like Levy gets involved in every single bloody player deal and then messes that up. So I don't understand why he couldn't just get involved in a Nuno deal if he didn't want him. So it just stinks to me that Paratici's a pawn. Levy is told we want a director of football. I'll go out and get one who favours a defensive approach. You won't like the football. I'll get rid of him. I'm the hero, and I'm not sure that's going to happen. But there's something going on there which isn't. We're not being told everything. I don't think.
Yeah, it's always something going on behind the scenes. That's the thing. With anything, so. It sort of comes out like 20 years when they write their autobiographies. You know what I mean? It's like Wenger. You like waiting for tell all, like how I nearly bought Messi, how I nearly bought Ronaldo, like you know what I mean? How I nearly bought Neymar. You know what I mean? They just come out with all this rubbish. It's like Wenger's list. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like the Wenger's list is like my list on career mode on FIFA. Like Goretzka, Kimmich, like all the top players around the world. I could have got him. Yeah. Anyone could have got him at 16, 15-year-old when he came out of an academy, mate. Like, come on. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun for you lot. It's going to be fun for me. I can tell you that. Anyway, we're going to move on to where are we going to go next? And we're going to go to Brighton, Liverpool. Actually, Brighton, Liverpool. So this was a surprise result as well. I mean,
that's the manager I wanted, Graham Potter.
Yeah.
Attractive football. He's a manager for the long term, isn't he? He builds stuff. Plays good, attractive football, and you know, if they'd have had a decent striker, if they had Kane, they'd be firing up for Europe. They create so many chances, they just don't. Certainly last season, just don't have anyone to put the ball in the back of the net. But I mean, you still don't expect them to be 2-0 down at home to Liverpool and then come back and get a result. I'm not really sure what happened there. But they're a good team, Brighton. They're a good team, very underrated. And he's a very underrated coach, and they've got a lot of underrated players who probably don't get the respect that they deserve.
Yeah.
That's a picture of Trossard, isn't it? I think I do like him. He's good.
Yeah,
good
I like him as well.
But again, he never ever really gets mentioned.
We've got Tom, the Ollie In fan, because they've now won a game.
Yeah, get lost. I only come on here to say hello, Stephen.
I'll have to jump off, I'm afraid, Stephen. I've got my stream later on. I've got to have some dinner first before I start moaning about Nuno and everything. Cheers for having me on. Cheers. Thanks
for coming on. Cheers. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, see you later, Chris. See you later.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, Liverpool.
Was it something I said?
No.
I'm joking.
He had to go off anyway. But yeah, Liverpool Brighton 2-2 was an interesting result. It was very surprising. Especially when when Brighton bought one.
Come on, Harry Potter. Come on, Harry Potter.
The
wizardry.
No, I was expecting like when it went 2-1 up. I was expecting Liverpool to come out and just boss the second half, but that wasn't the case, to be honest. And so, like, you got to give Graham Potter his flowers on that one. Right, you really have to, because like they could have been. If that was Arsenal at 2-0 down, that would turn to 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, I'm telling you now, that would turn to 4, 5, 6, or 7. Like, without a doubt. Especially since they conceded in 2 goals in 24 minutes. So, yeah, you know what I mean. So, I hope you get the right appointment, Chris. I think they have got the right appointment, to be honest, mate. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I'll take him. But then again, to be honest, I'll take anyone, man. I'll take my damn self. I mean, at least I'll get him playing better.
I mean, the way how I look at it with Conte is realistically, and I'm not just speaking of it being, sour fruit or sour grapes or anything, because Conte wouldn't have been my choice for Man United anyway. But I feel like with it. When you no, Stephen, no. But when you compare the two teams, I think Man United's more set up to win more trophies than Spurs is in terms of right now. Both teams.
No shit. I would be very surprised if it ain't, mate.
Yeah. But this is the thing though. When you look at it with Conte, wherever he's gone, the team's been built or has been nearly built. He's just got to add the cherry on top of the cake.
But that's the thing. If Conte went to Man United though. This is the thing. This is why. Do you know why? Like, he's not done this because Nuno lost that game.
No, he's not.
He's not done that because he lost that game. You know why he's done this? He's seen what's going on at Man United. He knows Ollie is out the door. He knows in the next 3 games, in the next international break, Ollie's gone. Right?
Unless he has some managerial masterclass against Pep or something.
No, they've even said after 3 games, he's gone, done, finished, right? No way back, apparently. So if that's the case, then
go on, yeah,
that's what everyone's come out in the press and said. So if they've all come out in the press and said that, Levy is gone, and it's a bit like, you remember when Emery got sacked from Arsenal?
Yeah.
What was the rumor? Jose Mourinho is available. He's gonna go. Might be rumored to go to Arsenal. He's doing exactly the same as he did with Jose Mourinho. He's decided to get rid of Poch, which he probably shouldn't have done in the end. Right?
That was the worst mistake.
Yeah,
worst mistake
to get Jose Mourinho in to try and stop Arsenal getting him in and possibly winning a trophy. Right? Thank God we never got him. Thank God, because I didn't actually want him anyway. So, and that's even with this Arteta, right? But if you look at this now, he's doing exactly the same thing. He's seen Man United are looking at Conte or trying to talk with him, right? So he's like, I'll get rid of Nuno now, get Conte in before they get him, because they know as soon as Ollie's gone and Man United go to approach Conte, they're never getting him. right? Because why is it Tottenham would want to start talking to Conte after the initial talks broke down 4 months ago? Why?
I mean,
They could have gone with anyone else. They could have gone with anyone else.
it was the main target. But this is the thing in it,
Yeah,
Stephen.
but
Though,
this is the thing. They could have gone with
why would you
anyone
want to
else.
take it
Why
now?
have they gone now? Why have they gone
Yeah,
with
exactly.
now the person that they've now decided that is the most important person of all because he's going somewhere else?
Well,
Apparently.
well, it's kind of a similar story when Poch signed up for PSG, didn't he? Because as soon as they sacked Mourinho, Spurs, they went back for Pochettino, and
Go F the
they called it
process.
PSG, and they told him to do one straight away. That was the worst mistake that they made, was getting rid of Pochettino. And regardless of not winning anything, what have they won since? They've had proven winners. They've had, proven Premier League status, getting clubs back into European football, like what Nuno did at Wolves. You've had managers there now who's won things or who has experience in terms of getting into
Tottenham.
European competitions. Yeah,
No,
in
but
terms
this
of
is Tottenham. This Tottenham just have this secret membrane mentality that no one can shake off. That they can't win anything.
But this is
But
the thing. I don't
understand
how Conte is going to do this.
Because they've seen Conte do it at so many other clubs.
Well, they saw it with Mourinho. Wherever Mourinho went, he won trophies, apart from Spurs.
Apart from Man United. Well,
yeah, he won at Man United.
Oh no, I mean sorry, but like I'm talking about like
big trophies.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. I mean, trophies are trophies.
Because at the moment, at one point, their squad at one point with Poch was challenging for the league.
But I never got the decision when they sacked Mourinho. What is it? How many? I think it was 6 days before the League Cup final.
That made no sense.
It didn't make any sense at all.
No, do you know what that is? The only thing that makes sense to me is Jose Mourinho disagree with him about the Super League. It's the only reason I can come up with.
Well,
why sack him before a final? Right? It's either that or they knew it was all going pear-shaped and they didn't want to take the risk of him winning that trophy. Because if they won that trophy, they'd never been able to get rid of him.
Well, this is the thing, though, isn't it? You don't really know with managers like Mourinho
because they're stubborn. The Super League.
I think that's got a part to play, but I also think with the recruitment,
I think it's a mixture of both. I think a mixture of both.
I think recruitment wasn't brilliant there with Mourinho because he didn't get the play. He wanted to work with his sporting director. Anybody who wants to know when Mourinho went in there, he wanted Luis Campos, the former sporting director. He wanted him to come with him and be the sporting director at Spurs.
Yeah.
But Spurs didn't want him. They wanted Paratici, and they went and got Paratici.
Anyway, I've got to move on quickly because I've got to rush for the rest of these because I've got about 15 minutes left. So I'm going to rush for the rest of these. Burnley versus Brentford.
Oh, Tony. I feel for you, Tony.
I don't know where Tony's got to. But anyway, I don't know where he's got to, but I'm not saying anything on that matter. But Burnley scoring 3 goals. Jesus Christ, I never thought they could do that.
The first time for everything.
You know what I mean? Like this club usually don't score any goals for like Dan must be like knocking one off. You know what I mean? Turf Moor House TV must be knocking one off seeing that. I'm sure he must ask Kate. He said like it's my lucky night. Sorry, Dan. Sorry, I do apologize. It's gonna kill me later. Don't. But the fair result for Burnley. They played well. They deserved 3 points. Brentford weren't in the game. There's not much you can say about that. But Brentford are like they've lost their last 3 games. That's the thing. They've had a great start to the season, and now they've lost 4, only won 3 and drawn 3. So I think the reality of the Premier League is starting to hit in now. and they've started to realise that it ain't so much fun after all. So yeah, it seems like Tony's gone very quiet. He's gone very quiet. But yeah, I'm gonna go to Leeds United Norwich. I think this was probably a dead boring game, to be honest. I think the most fun apart from the 3 goals that were scored, was probably when Rafinha ran off the pitch and smacked into his own coach. Like,
yeah, Bielsa were just kneeling on the ground.
yeah, and he takes him out like that. Yes. I honestly think everyone struggled with his language barrier. How is it Bielsa gets Leeds to play then?
Impersonator. No, what's it?
Translator.
Translator. That's it. Translator.
Yeah, but so why didn't Emery have that? Right. That's why I don't believe the old the language barrier was an excuse. To be honest,
I think it's something to do with South American coaches, because
but it's not.
Emery's Spanish, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've seen so many coaches come from South America and teach themselves English over time. He's been in this job for Leeds about 3-4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
He's never spoke in English once.
I mean, he might not have planned to come to England.
It's not a problem. I ain't got a problem with it. It's just a bit weird how most managers struggle with the language barrier, and yet we've got Bielsa who manages not to be able to speak a word of English, but still be able to get performances out of the Leeds side. That's the thing I'm raising here. That's what
because he's a madman.
He must be good at something, voodoo or something.
Voodoo.
I mean, that's what Ollie must try before every game.
No, he's got some wacko pills or something. Put them in the energy drinks.
No, you know those little dolls where if you put a needle in it, it's like stabbing you in the chest. He's got one of them, so and he starts rolling it on the Cristiano Ronaldo's head when he wants him to score a goal. You know what I mean? Steven, Arsenal failed to provide a translator. Arsenal provided. Yeah, it was disgraceful.
Oh, you didn't want to pay for one. You didn't want to pay for one.
You couldn't even pay for a translator. And then people want to moan about Emery's record at Arsenal. And by the way, he got 5th with a side that had Koscielny.
And he got to Europa League final.
And Czech. And then Jenkinson. He had all these crap players, and he managed to get to European final. And we're supposed to have a better squad, and we ain't even in Europe. And people want to tell me Arteta's a better manager. And by the way, I've actually created a tier maker about the best managers in England, throughout the Premier League era.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think I might do that as a stream. I would love to see if we could get an Arteta in fan on.
You're Arteta in the right, Stephen.
Fuck, get lost. You're trying to make me swear on here, honestly.
Yeah, nearly. You were half there. 50%. 50%.
Yeah. Shut up. What are you doing to me?
Where's the main game, Stephen? Come on.
No.
You've not even clicked on it yet.
No, because I was doing that for my match reaction. But anyway. Southampton, Southampton versus Watford. One shot on target out of 12 shots, and it's proved to be the winning goal. So, you can't ask any more accuracy than. Well, I'd say accuracy. It took him 12 attempts to get that. So, all right. So there you go. I thought Stephen. I thought Lucas. Luca is whatever I decide to be. You know what I mean? Because he'd disagree with me, and then 5 minutes later he'll agree with me. You know what I mean? Well, when I actually start applying logic to it, he's like, actually, you're right. I give in. I don't know if Tom, I don't know if you've seen the latest like it was on Twitter. I got a clip. It's so funny. It's 5-0 City. Arteta stays in the job, and we lose 3-0 against United, and our manager is gone. Daniel Reeve. Yeah, because actually, you know what I mean? Is that you're acting like a big club. We're not. Says it all, doesn't it? But there you go.
Shows the
So
ambition, I guess.
shows the ambition. It shows the ambition. Absolutely. Lastly, the shock of the weekend actually, right? Crystal Palace 2, Man City 0. That's a shock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
that is a shock.
I mean, fair play. I mean, despite even if without the red card, they played exceptional, Crystal Palace, and to be honest, they deserved all 3 points, whether there was a red card on it or not.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I don't think Man City can have any complaints with that. They were shocking. And it opens the door again for Chelsea, which they exploited. Now, so because that puts Chelsea on 25 points. That puts them 5 points clear of Man City and 3 points clear of Liverpool. Right? So clearly the runaway leaders at the minute. I hope it doesn't turn into that. We want to see a tight battle up there at the top three. I mean, it doesn't concern Arsenal. I mean, it doesn't concern Man United either. But there you go. I mean, these Man United fans thinking they were in a title race.
We're still on top of you, Stephen. I can still see you there.
By a goal difference,
Number 5.
Number
5.
The fact you're moaning and saying you're level and just above us on goal difference, right?
Yeah.
Right. That
We're above you. We're above you.
To show you're just above us with Arteta in charge shows how crap your manager is, knowing the squad you've got.
Stephen, you're just spitting facts. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
But the fact that you've got the squad like yours and you're just about above us shows how bad you are. It shows why your manager's got to go.
Oh, yeah.
Like Crystal Palace.
It's time to go.
Yeah, mate. Honestly,
it was time to go after that Liverpool game. I'll admit that. He should have gone after.
That was funny.
He should have gone after Liverpool.
As much as I don't really care about the Man United Liverpool derby, I want Liverpool to win that.
Of course you did.
It looks so funny. The meltdown was funny as hell. Like, people want to moan about AFTV and chill. Nah, United stand and chill, mate. Football. Terry and Football Terrace and sit.
Oh,
and chill,
Football Terrace.
Oh no. Like, honestly, like the meltdowns. Palace like beating City. Don't you remember Andros Townsend screaming against them a couple of years ago at City? Yeah.
That
you know what? I remember watching. Do you know what? I was driving back from an Arsenal game. That was a few years ago, though. That was about 18-19 season, actually. Yeah, it was.
It was that season. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was driving back from an Arsenal game. It was about in December time or something. It was about 5 o'clock. The scores are coming in. We were been at the early kickoff, and like when I heard that like the result or like that goal go in, like trust me, how did I not crash the car? I don't know. And then he stuck the car in the wall. I couldn't believe it. What? It did. I don't know why it didn't. Why it bothered me, but I was just like, really. But Stephen, well done to Vieira yet again. Look, you know what I mean. Like, look at that: 10 games, -1 goal difference. It's pathetic, I know. But and 14 goals conceded. No, how many goals conceded? Sorry, 13 goals conceded. Sorry, but I would like to also just say as well on top of that, Vieira, right? Right, people want to sit there about Arteta and this, that, and all the other, right? Well, it's taken 20 months to get you what you think is called a style of play. It ain't, but you like to think it is, but it ain't, right? But Vieira's managed to do it in 10 games. And with an even worse squad. Mine gone. So, where's the Brentford? I'm trying to banter Spurs the other day, and I don't start talking when you survive second season. Oh wait, I forgot they can't be out. He's calling him out. He's calling Tony out now. 6 likes, smash the likes and subscribe. We're gonna have to wrap it up there anyway, because I've got to jump on to another stream. But I'm gonna have to wrap it up there. But yeah, I don't mind being bantered, but not seriously. That's how low Spurs got Brentford. But Dan, you should be used to being that low at one point. Anyway, we're gonna leave that there. I'm just gonna leave it on that note. Thanks, Tom, for coming on as usual. And I think we're doing the Ollie out. Doing an Ollie out debate on Wednesday, or talking about it something. So we'll probably get you on then. But anyway, we're gonna leave it there. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't shared the stream already or shared the channel, please do so. Get other people to subscribe. We're on our way to 1.2k now. Now we're at 1.1. So please do so. It really is important. Get us up to that. It really does mean a lot to us. If you can join a membership, please do so. It's from as little as $1.99 a month, and like if you do the $4.99 a month as well, you get access to loads of other more perks, such as live streams as well, as soon as we get enough members to start them. So yeah, please join us then for that. Until then, everyone stay safe. I'll be on the Blue podcast, I think. Yeah, Blue podcast.
Yeah, the Blues podcast.
Yeah. But until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we will see you tomorrow. No, at 8:30. Sorry, 8:30 p.m. for the match reaction. Till then, take care. Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye.